Prophet Muhammad ﷺ calls Amir al-Mu'mineen, the Prince of the Believers, Ali ibn Abi Talib, he gives him a very interesting title. He calls him the Prince of the Bees, Amir al-Nahl. And Amir al-Mu'mineen and also the Ahlul Bayt and the Prophet Muhammad said that their Shia are the likes of bees, right? And so there's this comparison that's drawn between the bees and the Shia, or the believers, the queen bee and the prince of the believers, Ali ibn Abi Talib, or the Imam of the time, and the hive of the bees, or the community of the bees itself, with the larger ummah that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had said that the ummah is one body. So if the ummah is one body, like the Prophet said, and if one part of the ummah is in pain or is suffering, then the whole body is suffering, then we find that this comparison is actually pretty accurate with the bees, because that's precisely what takes place within a beehive. If one part of the beehive is damaged, the entire suffer, because it is actually operating as a super organism, the entire hive, and they're not behaving independently. And each and every one of those bees is ready to sacrifice themselves for the rest of them. And I think that when we look and we compare each and every one of these bees to the individual cells that chose to band together to create a greater organism, we find that the bees are operating in the same exact way. These individual bees are choosing to bind themselves together within a hive and operate as a greater organism, and that success is in that. And if one of these bees decides to fly away from the hive, they don't survive much. They end up dying shortly afterwards. And I think that it is phenomenal, because although science has not proven yet the existence of an imam cell, or like a queen cell, we find that there's this glue that holds the cells together. And we find that in the hives and in the colonies of the ants, there's this leader, there's this imam, there's this female ant or female bee that acts as the glue that holds together the entire hive.